Hello, thank you all for coming. My name is Lindsay Baker. I'm the Public Information Officer for the Forest Acres Police Department as well as the City of Forest Acres. We are here to discuss the Brandon Van Dyke homicide investigation. His family is here joining us, and there were a few things they did want us to share. They wanted everyone to know that Brandon was a beloved son, brother, and nephew. He was a resident of the Columbia area. He graduated Dreer High School and was the proud graduate of the College of Charleston. The photos that the family has provided are here, and this was his college graduation from the College of Charleston. They would express their thanks to the community for all of the support they have received since the homicide last week, and they ask for your continued prayers during this difficult time. And for now, for an update on the murder investigation, we're going to call up Forest Acres Police Chief Don Robinson, as well as Richland County Sheriff Leon Lott. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, folks, for coming. And so I'll start with the update, and I'll do a little brief summation of what happened, and then we'll move into the update. The incident happened on February the 2nd of 2022. In this incident, citizens reported that there was a shooting at 3431 Covenant Road at the Landings Apartments. When our officers were dispatched to the scene, when we arrived, we observed the victim seated in the car in grave condition. Subsequently, he was, after receiving medical treatment from us and the Richland County EMS, he was subsequently transported to the hospital where he passed away. We started an homicide investigation into this matter. We canvassed the area that night, utilized all sources that we could find. We utilized our K-9. We tracked for the suspect. We tracked for weapons. We searched for evidence. Some evidence was found at the scene at that point, and then we interviewed many witnesses and citizens to develop leads. We eventually acquired some leads, followed up on the leads that we were getting from citizens, and then we solicited the assistance of the Richland County Sheriff's Department. The assistance of the Richland County Sheriff's Department was invaluable to our investigation, extremely valuable. Provided us with assistance to where we were able enough to identify a potential suspect. Also, the field work of our officers and also the field work of our investigators in conjunction with the Richland County Sheriff's Department corroborated that information and led us to a strong lead. That lead developed into Tyrik Hamadii Edgerton. He is a 19-year-old male from the Lexington area. Mr. Edgerton was taken into custody last night. He was taken into custody at 3431 Covenant Road in the Landings Apartments, which is the same apartment complex from which the crime occurred. He was taken into custody without incident through the assistance of our task force. Our task force is joined with the Richland County Sheriff's Department and the Midlands Task Force that comprised of the Richland County Sheriff's Department, the City of Columbia Police Department, and the State Law Enforcement Division. He is now housed at the Alvin S. Glenn Detention Center, awaiting a bond hearing on the charge of murder. I want to express this to the citizens of Forest Acres. Thank you for your help and your assistance with us, but our community is safer. We are doing everything we can to continue to bring closure to the Van Dyke family, and we will continue to work this case until it's complete. And I want to express my deepest sympathies to the family. What they have endured is incredible, and I can only thank everybody that was involved because it was an incredible amount of people. We had everyone working from police officers, K-9, and detectives, sheriff's departments help. We had numerous people. It was a huge collaborative effort. And we acquired all these people to help so we can get a speedy resolution. This incident happened on the 2nd, and it was solved last night. Hopefully that's pretty quick, and That's what we aim to do with every crime we aim to investigate here. Also, I'd like to have Sheriff Lott mention a few things as well.
Whatever expertise and equipment that we have, we make it available to all the agencies in Richland County. You know, Chief Robinson called us shortly after this murder occurred and asked us for help with our crime scene people and our forensics, and forensics played a big part in that. Having our own forensic lab, we're able to put a priority on evidence on cases like this and be able to help out very quickly, and that's what we did in this case too. So, you know, we're just, our hearts go out with the family too. You know, this is a difficult time for them, but you know, citizens of Forest Acres should know that, you know, we're working together as a team. It doesn't matter if it happened in Forest Acres, City of Columbia, Richland County. We all work as a team. You know, our goal is to arrest the bad guys, and that's what happened in this case.
If you all have any questions, you can ask them at this time.
You guys mentioned last week the security cameras that were all around. Did they really help in the investigation? Or?
Absolutely. Just in the Forest Acres City, we have close to 40 cameras at various locations, but we pulled footage from right around 10 that were significant and played a factor in this. Thank you, Statewide Security, for helping us with that.
So I know y'all have a 19-year-old male in custody, but are y'all pursuing any other suspects or have reasons to believe additional suspects were involved in this?
I can't elaborate on that point yet. We're looking into that still. Yes, ma'am.
Do you have an idea why this happened?
We believe that the motive was robbery, and that's what we believe it to be right now currently.
Please know each other.
I can't explain that quite yet.
Did the suspect have was it legally obtained a firearm or was it illegally obtained?
I can't elaborate on that one either yet. We're not at that point yet. Maybe I can do a follow-up on that later on.
Can you say
No,
at
no.
this point whether or not the shooting occurred when he was in the vehicle?
No, I can't provide that detail yet.
So from the release, you mentioned that you were meeting with the manager at the apartment complex where
Yes.
this took place to strategize on ways to make the community safer. What came out of that meeting?
Okay, so we had an initial meeting, but we have a follow-up meeting scheduled for tomorrow. So it's just right now, we're just going to bounce around ideas on a safety plan. So it's going to range from varying ideas. I mean, some of the ideas we're knocking around are curfews, loitering issues, with people hanging around, different hours, and then it's just the posting of information throughout the apartment complex through their flyers, sharing information, so other things such as that, lighting, stuff like that. I mean, they had some lighting issues there, but we'll address all of those concerns and anything that they come up with. I know that the management there, they have contacted our office again this morning, so I know they're eager to get this done. So after we work on this, then we're going to go back over there and start working on a safety plan.
Could the suspect go into bond hearing? I know that he's currently being detained right now at the Alvin S. claim, but what are the steps moving forward?
His next step will be a bond setting. It's going to be held in the General Sessions Court, and that'll be scheduled by the solicitor's office.
You mentioned you guys arrested him at the place where it happened, the landing. Can you elaborate and say whether he was a resident there, whether he was a visitor, what?
Currently, we believe that he was temporarily residing there.
And I think you had mentioned that you took a look at all the incident reports from the Landings apartments in this investigation. What number did you see, and what sort of information did you gather from that?
Well, we started looking at the pile of documents that we had that I presented to you guys yesterday. I haven't been able to digest it completely because we had received information on the tip of the location of the suspect, so we had to leave that to work tirelessly on the apprehension aspect of it. So I'll review that closer and maybe have an answer for you by the next day or two.
You talked about Richland County coming in and playing a crucial role in this investigation. Were there any other agencies that helped with this investigation?
CPD supplied some personnel for the apprehension, the City of Columbia, and the SLED, state law enforcement, they had supplied people for the apprehension. in the investigative portion prior to that, that would be the sheriff's department and us.
So you mentioned this man was arrested there. Do you, I know you have him behind bars now, but do you believe that there is any other threat to that apartment complex or the community at this time?
We do not. We feel that the neighborhood should be safe.
Sheriff Lotz, could you elaborate on what sort of resources you brought to bear on this investigation?
Our crime scene people assisted, and then probably the biggest thing is our forensic people, with DNA, fingerprints, just overall forensics that we have at the sheriff's department. So that played a big part in it, and we were able to get it done very quickly for Forest Acres. Now, one thing I'd like to add is just a common theme that I keep talking about: young people with guns. You asked did he have the gun legally. I think he's 19 years old. He can't have a pistol. You know, this is senseless that we've got young people with guns out here, and we've got, you know, really got two families suffering now: the victim's family, and then also the family of the young man who's been arrested. You know, that's two lives now that we've lost over guns.
Any other questions?
Chief Robinson, just to be clear, do y'all know the relationship, or you just declined to say the relationship between, that's still part of the investigation at this point?
You want to know the relationship between the suspect and the victim?
Yes.
We can't divulge that quite yet.
Okay.
But you believe the motive was robbery, you said?
We believe that's going to be the motive.
Could you kind of elaborate on what type of robbery? Like, was it, you know, some...
Can't elaborate on that.
Can you speak to how relieved y'all are to have an arrest made in this case, and what type of impact you believe that has on his family, victim's family?
I mean, we're greatly relieved. At least as officers, we're greatly relieved. I hope that the citizens are greatly relieved, and that's our goal, is to have them have relief. So we're hoping that the whole community is going to feel safe, and we want to make sure that all the residents at landings are safe. So that's why we want to bring them more relief by going back and doing this safety plan and the follow-up. The follow-up is going to be what's most important. So we aim to be there, we aim to help, and we aim to be involved.
And on that safety plan, timeline for development for that, when do you anticipate that being?
I'm hoping to have something in place within the next probably 72 hours, maybe. That's our goal.
Would
Thank
that
you.
be for all of Forest Acres or just the landing apartments?
Right now, we're concentrating on the landings, and then we'll see how successful that can be, and then we'll take that into account on every other location. You know, it's our goal to have a safety plan everywhere. You know, we don't want to just have one, and we want to have a safety plan everywhere. So this might be our model location to start.
All right,
Okay.
thank you all so much for coming. If you have any additional questions, you can of course call me or email me. We will be emailing you the news release about the arrest of the murder suspect. We will be including a mugshot for you, as well as a picture of Brandon Van